The most painful WrestleMania botches. One of the most anticipated matches on the WrestleMania 32 card was a Hell in a Cell collision between Shane McMahon and The Undertaker. The match notoriously saw McMahon leap from the top of the Hell in a Cell structure onto the announcer's table, and due to the nature of the bump, it was going to be hard to pull off without it being slightly botched. According to McMahon himself during an interview with ESPN, the force he hit the table was completely unexpected, and the rough landing resulted in substantial pain for the former European champion. Terry Funk has always had a reputation for taking crazy and unexpected bumps, and WrestleMania 14 was no exception. Funk teamed up with Cactus Jack to take on the New Age Outlaws in a dumpster match, and one of the most notable spots in the match saw Funk take a powerbomb into a dumpster. The dumpster had cardboard inside to cushion the blow, yet it was clear from Funk's awkward landing that it wasn't supposed to land in such a reckless manner. There was audible, genuine concern from Jim Ross on commentary, and when Funk emerged from the dumpster, his lower back was bright red, and there was no way that the wrestling legend wasn't in total agony. According to Road Dogg in a shoot interview, Terry Funk absolutely no-sold it, even though it was a bright red welt. Speaking of powerbombs at WrestleMania, in theory the powerbomb move should be relatively safe as long as that wrestler takes the move properly. However, at WrestleMania 30, Billy Gunn was forced to take the move in such a dangerous way that he walked out of WrestleMania with substantial injuries. Gunn was powerbombed alongside the Road Dogg by the Shield, and it's hard to rewatch the spot without crying, as it's evident that Gunn had no way to safely land. Gunn's injuries following the botched landing was so serious that WWE issued a statement on the incident, and the statement even noted that the wrestling veteran was coughing up blood. During Scott Steiner's early years, he often took wild and risky bumps, and at WrestleMania 9, a dangerous bump resulted in Steiner taking a bump right on his head. Steiner teamed with his brother Rick to take on the Head Shrinkers, and during one spot in the match, it looked like Steiner was about to be thrown onto the ropes in a hangman-style move, yet Steiner crashed to the outside with an insane amount of force. Bumps of this nature weren't commonplace in WWE in the early 90s, so there was major concern for Steiner's welfare, and he somehow managed to push through the pain and finish the match as planned. Dean Ambrose's bump at WrestleMania 31 is without a doubt one of the most brutal ladder spots of all time. Ambrose was powerbombed by the late Luke Harper from a ladder to another ladder that he was lying prone on the outside of the ring. To make the bump safe, Ambrose was supposed to land as flat as possible, yet due to the awkward positioning, Ambrose landed in a heap with a lot of impact coming down on his neck area. Thankfully, Ambrose was okay, and despite the severity of the bump, he was able to wrestle John Cena the next night on Raw. The Undertaker and Triple H put on a WrestleMania classic at WrestleMania 17, and the quality of the match helped make WrestleMania 17 one of the most celebrated events in WWE history. The match itself did feature a botch that resulted in the dead man being busted open. As The Undertaker was about to hit a last ride on the game, Triple H hit The Undertaker with his trusted sledgehammer. This came at a time where the sledgehammers in WWE weren't real, yet this didn't stop the prop from malfunctioning as a piece of wood badly cut the dead man's face. WWE legend Mick Foley has often expressed disappointment with his WrestleMania 16 performance. Foley competed in the Fatal 4-Way main event for the WWE title, and one of Foley's key spots was supposed to see him perform an elbow drop from the middle rope onto The Rock, who was laying on the announce table. Foley didn't get enough momentum for the elbow drop, and this resulted in Foley landing into the side of the table, and words can't describe how painful this botch would have been. Mustafa Ali's infamous eye injury took place in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania 35. For Ali's elimination, he would be hoisted up for a suplex by Luke Harper on the edge of the ring, only for Braun Strowman to come along and hit a big boot on Harper, sending both Harper and Ali to the outside. Unfortunately, Ali landed with his eye bouncing off the corner of the announce table. It looked horrific, and fans were deeply concerned. Luckily, Ali would assure fans on social media a few hours later that he was going to be okay. It's common practice that when wrestlers perform spots on the announce table, the table is completely cleared and all objects are removed. However, when Randy Orton Batista hit the RKO Batista Bomb combo and Daniel Bryan through the table at WrestleMania 30, Orton took his RKO bump straight onto a TV monitor. Orton was noticeably in tons of pain, and knowing what we know about Orton's issue with his back, it makes for rather uncomfortable viewing. During The Miz's main event match with John Cena at WrestleMania 27, The Miz would be tackled off the barricade, and Miz's head bounced right off the concrete. The thud of his head hitting the floor was enough for fans to work out that The Miz was hurt, and when The Miz next appeared on camera, he looked completely out of it. The Miz had suffered a serious concussion, and despite this, the reigning WWE Champion at the time pushed through and was able to complete the match. But there you have it, folks, the most painful WrestleMania botches. Be sure to leave your comments down below. I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.